Hey everyone, and welcome to the next edition of the Snapchat. I'm joined today by Cozy Snap. And Cozy, I got a question for you, a very important one. I've actually been waiting almost 5 days for this moment, this Snapchat moment. Because Cozy, my wife and I completed Daredevil Season 2. And believe it or not, she liked it. And she's like, yeah, we can watch the next part. Like, that's great. I'm like, but hold on. I said, hold on, wifey. I said, we can't yet because I don't know if we're supposed to watch season 3 next, because I believe you had mentioned that after season 2 of Daredevil, the show actually went on a bit of a different path. Like, it's one of those shows that like now the story continues in another show. I think it might be Jessica Jones or something like that. So I actually need a breakdown of what I'm supposed to watch next because we're waiting.
It's hard to explain. Like, you could kind of like, it's like, if you, now it's not this much of an impact, right? But like, let's say like, you know, you have a fresh new girlfriend and Infinity War just came out and they've never seen a Marvel movie and they're like, can I go? And you're like, you'll like the movie. Like, it'll be a good movie to you, but to you, you're like, I know them.
It's like just payoff after payoff.
Yeah, right? So it's got a little bit of that to it. I will always stand by Inception should come next. It's just a 2-hour movie. 2 episodes, put them on pause, watch Inception, then we can talk. Or Shutter Island. I think Shutter Island will blow your mind.
Okay, so Shutter Island or Inception, are either of them scary?
Shutter Island has disturbing sequences, but my wife is the biggest potato when it comes to being scared. I don't know why I picked potato, but I'm going to pick that. I'll pick a skinnier carrot when it comes to like scary movies, and she can do it just fine. I think there's a couple disturbing things, but trust me, you'll finish Shutter Island and you'll want to watch it again.
Is that the one with Tom Hanks on the island when he's kind of abandoned? He's talking to The Rock?
No, that's Wilson.
Wilson?
No, that's just the name of the volleyball. That's what? Wow, Castaway.
No, okay, so it's not Shutter. I don't know why I was thinking about Tom Hanks.
Shutter Island is Leonardo DiCaprio. Which, if I say that actor, what's the first movie you think of then? I know it.
Titanic.
Did you have the VHS 1 and 2?
Obviously I did. Of course I did. I remember very vividly being in the theater to watch Titanic, and there was like a lot of buzz about people watching Titanic like 30, 40 times. I remember sitting in there. I think it was with my sister.
Oh boy.
And I remember, I was like super young at the time. She's 12 years older than me. So like the only way I get to go to the movies is if my older sister took me and my brother. But anyways, I remember sitting there and the guy walked in and like he was just an employee. He's like, just so you guys know, this movie's like almost 3 hours long and there's lots of water. So go to the bathroom now. Thanks. And he walked out. I don't know why it like stuck out to me. Yeah, it's like a core memory unlocked.
Dude, I have to tell you this always cracks me up, okay? I grew up in the South, right? So Bible Belt's a little bit of America. And, I could watch Braveheart. I could watch guys getting their heads chopped off. I could watch the gore. You name it. You name the crime, I could watch it. But God forbid, if a nipple showed up on screen, the movie shut down. It's done. We're turning it off. Movie night's over. And I always crack up at that because as a kid, well, it sounds to me, you did not, there's no way you grew up in a strict household. I feel like you didn't.
Both my parents are right off the boat Italians. I lived in the strictest household imaginable.
So you know what I'm talking about then?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Buddy, I just told you the only way I was going to get to go to a movie was, am I glitching?
I think you're good. If you were watching live, Alex was doing a little twitching, but I think he's back. Exactly. But that, do you know what I'm talking about? Like, you're watching a movie, it could have cuss, it could have F words, it could have head chop up, a little bit of nudity in the game. Like, I'm pretty sure we had a bonfire for VHS tape number 1. What I would say was a tasteful.
Oh, you're talking about the Titanic?
Yes.
The draw me moment.
A tasteful art scene.
That was not tasteful. They knew what they were doing.
You know what? All I'm saying is I can watch people jump off the boat of the Titanic. Little Timmy, doesn't matter. But some art.
Little Timmy was on the boat. He was getting off there. Women and children first, Cozy. Come on now.
My message is just blowing by. You were never the kid. You're watching it, and every single time you watch the movie, mom doesn't come in the whole time, and then there happened to be like a scene with cleavage, mom busting the door, and like, dang it, of course, this one scene is when they come in. That you never experienced.
But I just remember being like my wife and I, like we started dating in high school, And I remember like we'd walk to a nearby Blockbuster and we'd pick movies and stuff. And we would always watch them in the family room where like my dad is literally cooking. It's like my dad would like cook dinner. He was a chef. He'd cook dinner and then he would just like continue cooking throughout the night for some reason. And so like my dad was in like visible distance. We're watching the movie. And of course, as soon as anything even suspect happened, he'd walk around the corner and I'm like, oh.
Right.
He's like, what are you watching here? Buddy, I don't know.
Did you have the blanket? Did you guys have a blanket on you too? The blanket was always suspect.
As soon as I got a girlfriend, they burned all the blankets.
Yeah, the blankets are suspect. The blankets are the first to go. You have 19 blankets, you get a girlfriend, you got 0. It's like, where'd all the blankets go? That's like straight.
Wait, I got a girlfriend. I walked upstairs. I'm like, why is my bedroom door gone?
Yeah, right. why is there a chastity belt on my bed, Dad? Like, what happened here? Anyway, speaking of chastity belts, let's talk about Strange Supreme.
High quality transition.
The chastity belt of Marvel Snap. What were your thoughts, man, of Strange, other than it was great?
So first of all, I'm actually still confused as to what order I'm supposed to watch the Marvel stuff in now. So someone in the comments, please, I need a complete breakdown of what I'm supposed to watch next.
Then VHS 1 only. Then after the Titanic.
Is it Defenders? I thought it was Defenders. Someone just tell me. But in terms of Strange Supreme, who, by the way, Cozy, I had requested that you had written Suck Supreme on the thing, and you did not write Suck Supreme.
I didn't.
Supreme Suck would have been acceptable as well. I got to tell you, I almost got demonetized both on Twitch and on YouTube at the same time recording that call. I had people begging me. They're like, Alex, I'm listening to you at work. Please stop saying that Strange Supreme sucked the demon. It's not translating well. Yes, we know he sucked the monster, Alex. You don't need to keep saying it. When I tell you I had fun, I was laughing at myself recording. It was stupid.
It's the bolts of ballsack all over again.
Yeah, exactly. It was bolts of ballsack all over again. So anyways, I hope that Suck Supreme sticks. I think that's my favorite one. But this is crazy. I love the card. I tell you, I love it. I think it's worth getting. I think that if you don't get it, I don't think you're necessarily going to regret it. But this is a great card. I love it. And yet statistically, it's not doing great. And I disagree. I'm like, nope. Yeah, it's running a flat 50%, dead on post infinite, straight up 50% win rate at a 33% popularity. People got this card and it's only running a flat 50%. I think there's a lot of experimentation. We're seeing Thanos builds of it getting to approximately 56% with positive cube rates and stuff like that. Dude, I love this card. I don't even care if it's not a great performer, because it is going to be a great performer once the decks get ironed out. This is a phenomenal card. It is so good. It's so fun. It's I love it. I think you should get it. It has my full recommendation. I still, by the way, I still think it's a good card. I think it's a high power card. I was getting 30 power. Are you kidding me? It was absolutely great.
2 cost, bro. We just talked about. It's just what you can get at 1 and 2s. We've seen the test of time. If there's a 2 cost card that has remote high potential, it's going to be a banger, and that's kind of what Strange Supreme has proven to be. I think really the only thing that can lead to losses heavily with it is that it gets so high in power and it becomes such a win condition that you rely on it, and then they could just slap it with the good old, Shadow King, the Shang-Chi, right up the strange schnotz, So I feel like outside of that's what leads to a couple losses, but as a 2, bro, the investment is so low, and we talked about it, man. We thought it would just perfectly marry into Thanos, man, and that he did.
Absolutely, he crushed in Thanos, and it was great because I tried to do this Cook, where I did Thanos Lockjaw again, because I had this thought of you know what, you get the cycle going, you put Zabu in the deck because Zabu hits the Lockjaw, right? And I tried to get this mill going, and you know what the funny thing was is once you started to get that Lockjaw engine going, if you pulled rocks, Strange Supreme sucked him out of the Lockjaw lane, so you still had room to keep going. It was actually pretty neat. I think I was onto something. But ultimately, what I did was I cut Mockingbird from the deck because I found that you were sucking all the stones out, and Mockingbird was actually getting more expensive in your hand more often than not. But looking right now at Untapped, the highest performing versions do still run Mockingbird because you might not have Strange Supreme on the board. And so you want that fallback of Mockingbird. Interestingly enough, cards like Captain America Sam Wilson are in these decks, and yet you're just eating the shield nearly immediately. You're not even playing. So I think there's a lot of inefficiencies in the deck design for Strange Supreme, and once they get really ironed out well, I think they're going to be good. Even Clog, honestly, Clog felt really strong with him. He was a very strong scaler that was wiping up all the boards, the stuff from debris and everything, while your opponent was struggling to play. So I do think the Strange Supreme is a particularly strong card. And I man, it's been a while since I've had as much fun with it. And he was getting to crazy power levels. And we always have this conversation. Do we want the power creep? Like, I don't know. But I tell you, like, I had a blast playing him this week.
Yeah, and I feel like more cards we get like Rhino too, where they're like good value, but also obviously aid him. That helps so much because then at that point, you're not even going all in. You're just like having a good card that's played along other good cards with slight drawbacks. And then it just kind of fits in perfectly. Rhino coming out at the absolute perfect time, man. And it was cool this week to have something like Strange Supreme, have all these different ideas and deck builds. And then this OTA come with a heavy hitter as well. And then it's like, wow, it felt like a more diverse snap than typical, which is obviously like always a blast to see. But yeah, man, I think looking back at all the new cards, where did we rank him? That's my question originally.
We ranked him high. I actually think last week we forgot to give him star ratings.
Did we?
I don't think we actually said it out loud. I'm scrolling all the way down. I'm trying to find our actual rankings. We'll talk about it next week anyway, man. We have so many notes. But I believe we ranked him near the absolute top. He might have been number one for us, man. I'm still scrolling.
I feel like you're bold. No, I feel like we were dumb enough. We put Goliath as our first. But I think I think you did the bold take of Hydra Stomper because remember you liked him like a lot.
Uh-oh. I put Hydra Stomper above Strange Supreme.
Yeah,
you're right. Goliath 1. Yes.
Did I have
Yes,
Strange
Goliath
2?
1, Hydra Stomper, Strange Supreme 3.
Did I have Strange 2 or 3?
I have to go back and get yours still. I
think I either said, I hope I didn't say Captain Carter. I think I just believed. I think my statement on Carter was if she's bad, they'll make her good. So hopefully that'll reign true. We'll see that obviously next week. But definitely fun to see. But yeah, Strange, great card. Good potential in the future for him, and then just gonna be a nice one to snag in the snap pack whenever you're going, for something else.
Snack pack.
Snag and a snack.
We should. That's a perfect transition, Cozy. Let's talk about the snack packs.
Let's do it, bro. I want a snack pack right now, a little Dunkaroo.
Buddy, I'm starving. We're actually, you know what? We're actually recording this earlier than usual. That's
I know.
Why we're a little more energetic.
I literally was just.
It's not the middle of the night.
Yeah, I was trying to snack while we filmed here, man. It was.
My family's eating dinner without me right now.
Yeah, typical.
The price we pay.
I was thinking that my wife asked me. She said, "How many weeks have you done this in a row now?" I'm like, it's crazy to think that 2.5 years, like whether I like it or not. I like it, but whether I like it or not, I'm seeing your face every week for 2.5 years is a wild thought.
Every Saturday night, you go to bed, you close your eyes, and you see my face.
I do.
Staring at you, ready for the next day.
Another Sunday. No, man, I'm always pumped, man. Always pumped for it. Yeah, snap packs, bro. We got them. They're coming out this week. What do we got?
That's right. They're coming out this week, and I thought like it would be a fun conversation to discuss what are some of the chase cards.
Yep.
Like, Cozy and I, we've been ripping packs in Magic. I've been ripping packs in all different types of games. I just like opening packs. I don't care what game it is. I just want to open a pack, right? And having chase cards is important. Like that Shadowless Charizard. Imagine you just opened a pack of Pokemon right now and you pull the first edition Shadowless Charizard and you just bought a house with it or something.
One could dream. Dude, I was just opening up I opened up a Jumpstart Magic pack and I got the most expensive one in there. And it was like a $50 card. I was like, hey.
Dude, we were playing against each other and you opened the little doggy. The doggy's worth a lot too. You clapped my cheeks with the little doggy that kept getting buffed every time you.
Generous pup. Yeah. What did he do? Was it lifelink? Did he give me life every time I played?
Lifelink and +1/+1 every time you did something.
Yeah, the counters, bro. And that was what was building up. What did you play? What deck were you playing?
I don't even remember. Zealots and something crappy because you just absolutely demolished me. Zealots, yeah. Yeah,
so Series 4 pack, Series 5, Series 5 Plus packs. What are you thinking right now as far as, what are the best cards to get? Where do you want to start with this? You want to start with like Series 4?
Let's start from the top down.
Okay, top down.
So we'll start with seasonal Series 5 packs, which are going to cost 5,000 tokens. We're going to go through all the packs, and we're going to talk about some of the chase cards or really good cards to pull from those packs. So seasonal Series 5 packs are going to cost 5,000 tokens as of recording. This might change, but as of recording, 5,000 tokens. And this one here is going to be the one with the prior 2 months worth of kind of seasons, right? Yep. And I believe it's going to rotate based on a weekly rotation. So basically the 9th card will just get kicked off type thing. Or I don't know how they're going to do it, but every week one card's going to enter, one card's going to leave. I believe that's how it's going to work. Anyways, so over the last couple of weeks, what have been the really high impact season Series 5 cards that have come out? And I'm going to start with Goliath. I think that Goliath is a great card. if you're looking to play any ongoing synergy, Goliath is in every single ongoing deck that is making rounds in Marvel Snap right now. And so I think that you can very confidently pull Goliath out of the seasonal Series 5.
Yeah, I think what the cool thing about this new system is like it'll feel like kind of like a physical card game in the sense of like you pull a card and you're like, oh, I wasn't planning on playing X deck, but now let me give it a shot. And we've had a lot of cards that have come out that are like, unless you like this deck, don't get it. And so I like Goliath. I think that's a great example and like really allows you to just play all different types of ongoing builds and just one that can fit is a stable card. You're definitely like super happy about that one. It's going to, no matter what, if you play it ongoing, it's going to increase your win rate. If you play it with Goliath, he's just going to add to the value of that deck. For me, I was thinking like, you know, you have like Starbrand where it's like you weren't necessarily thinking about getting Starbrand or playing a Sauron deck, but then you pull them and you're like, hey, why not? Why not? This is already a great card to go with. So I like what you're thinking there. And I think Goliath, though, is a great way to kick it off as just a one of those fundamental building block cards you didn't think you needed.
And it's interesting, if you pull something like Starbrand, instead of like, oh, I'm going to pay 5,000 tokens for, you know, the seasonal packs, you can then go down to the cheaper Series 5 pack and potentially pull the Ares to complete that shell, because those are kind of the two expensive cards in the shell. The rest are kind of more accessible. So like you have this step down of rarity, which kind of helps you save a little bit, which is, I think, kind of interesting. I'm going to say Strange Supreme, we just talked about him today. I think that's a great card that's worth pulling. And I think Starbrand does stand out as a good call out from you, Cozy, there. Talking about seasonal Series 4 packs. Now, we don't have any of this seasonal Series 4. I think the only ones we have are Gorgon and Toxie right now, right? But I believe they have an intention of, I guess Uncle Ben and Laufey.
Dum Dum Dugan.
Is Dum Dum in there?
In there?
What happened to Dum Dum?
Didn't they release some? I got a notification like yesterday that's like, if you missed out on Dum Dum Dugan.
Oh, that was just some drunk notification gameplay. There was no Dum Dum. Like,
dude, I saw that. I was busy.
Toxie was the high voltage.
That's what I knew that for sure, man. The one that, did you see your animation filing, by the way? Remember I was telling you she farts on your cards?
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah, I know, right? It's Dum Dum.
That card sucks so bad, by the way. I was gonna make a video about it. I'm like, yo, this card sucks.
Yeah,
like,
wasn't it her other design even worse too? It was like, if you don't play a card. Yo, what was that stupid card, Cobra? Anyway, so see, I forgot about Cobra.
Cobra's a card I have forgotten existed like multiple times while recording.
Yeah, bro.
And actually, last time it came up, you're like, what do you think about Cobra? We were doing like a future seasons episode. I'm like, bro, I forgot that card existed. I have no notes on it.
King Eitri. Yeah, bro. But yeah, going to so Series 4, we don't know like what will into that one. But like as far as the general Series 5 packs, right? This is the big hitter, right? This is the one where it's like you're gonna have so many cards, I feel like, in here that you could get. And Alex, I think we can both agree. I feel like outside of fundamental cards, like big time, they're going to make the archetype. It's got to be just cards that are plug and playable into so many decks, give you a new way to play, and they're going to add to your overall success. Like, I think that's what you're hoping to pull. If you want to give me, I mean, I could give you one, I guess, too. Like Galacta, I think is a great example of that, right? Where it's just like, immediately you're going to have this card that you can start building into your decks. It's going to be great in the long run.
That goes pretty much anywhere too. Yeah. Like you can play Galacta in so many different decks, right? It's also worth knowing that Series 5 packs will be where the cards go after they become non-seasonal anymore. And there'll be a 4,000 token pack. So 6,000 to buy in the shop, 6,000 tokens to buy a card outright from the pinned token shop, 5,000 tokens to get the seasonal Series 5, and then 4,000 tokens for the standard Series 5. I like the Galactic call, and I think that's like what a lot of the different kind of ones we're going to talk about today. But can I make an argument for the big bads? We have a ton of big bads here. And I guess that the term big bad is one that might have to be redefined eventually. But the likes of Thanos, High Evo, even Galactus, who's not necessarily meta relevant right now, but Thanos is literally making a massive comeback right now with Strange Supreme. High Evo, despite the fact it's really being only played in like the Ajax Abomination package, is doing very well at some of the highest win rates in the game right now. These are great build around cards. And if you're someone who's relatively early in your collection level in Marvel Snap, you pull High Evo, you've got something. Like you've got some fun stuff that you can do with some relatively inexpensive cards. And so those big bads, I think they're incredible pulls for the Series 5 packs.
Yeah, give you a really like unique way to play. Like I think that's the other thing. So you have like plug and play cards, and then you have like, and big bads is a good call up, but unique cards that really give you a new way to play a certain play style and or like experience the game. So like example that is again, as we talked about, but like Wiccan, I feel like is like, okay, he gives you access to just such a different way to ramp within Snap. So like that would be another one that I'd be pumped for. But I like the call out though. Like imagine you've just been holding off. It's hard to imagine like us obviously not having these cards, but for somebody that's coming back to the game, like going in there, cracking a pack, getting high evo, bro, that's a good way to start things out. That's how I want to envision this. Is like people coming back into the game and getting some of these pulls.
Yeah, and especially since like, and that's the thing I do worry about though. It's like, yes, like that's super exciting, but it's still 4,000 tokens. Like that is a lot. So someone comes back to the game, and if they don't have tokens, right, they probably spent their resources before they exited.
That's what I'm saying. They have to give tokens. I think they got to give a free card pull or two for people that come back. I feel like that's just.
I think they should just straight up give one of every one, one of every single one.
Why not?
You know what I mean?
You're trying to get someone to come back to the game. Like they're not going to come back, get one card, pull a, whatever, Dum Dum Dugan, and be like, all right, well, I'm just not going to continue to play still. Like give them a fun reason to come back.
Yeah, they have to get something, and I'm really hoping they do the creator packs that they kind of hinted at. Because I tell you guys, my pack's gonna be sick. Like, I don't think they're gonna let us be like, here's all the top. Like, they're not gonna let me make a pack of Thanos high evo.
Yeah, Sam Wilson, like, Iron Patriot.
Yeah, every single good card in the game. It's just like you buy one pack and get every absolutely stellar card. Actually, I think that Red Guardian's a great card. Great card to pull from a Series 5 pack. Talk about a universal, fantastic tech piece. For the same reason, I think that Copycat, well, not necessarily like niche in how you play it. It's so wide ranging that if you're someone who's like still building a collection, you pull Copycat, man. That's a great filler. That's a great like, oh, I don't have this card, I guess I'll play Copycat. Right. You know what I mean? I think it's a great kind of card to fall back on. Are there any others that stand out to you in the Series 5?
If I was a new player, a returning player. When I try to think of an archetype, that's always very comfortable to play. It's very easy to get the understanding of and talk about some juice behind it. Man, imagine playing a good like 2 months, right? And then you quit around Silver Surfer. I don't know. You come back, you pull Gilgamesh. It's like, man, what an awesome card to pull for Zoo just to get things going like right away. Just to get like a powerhouse of a vertical card. I think that'd be a really cool one to pull earlier as well.
Oh, it definitely would be. Yeah. And and on that, like Mockingbird is going to be in the Series 5 packs as well. But yeah, like Gilgamesh is great. Like that is such a fantastic call out because Zoo is so accessible relatively early in Snap, especially with Blue Marvel, Kazar, all really early cards to collect. And then you just need that slam finisher. And that's exactly what Gilgamesh is. That's a fantastic call out. Before we move on to the next pack, I guess one more I want to shout out for sure is Agent Venom. I think Agent Venom is a great card. I think it's kind of been forgotten to some degree. The only challenge with the Agent Venom decks is they do run like the Thenas, the Kitty Prides. I feel like on average they're a little more expensive because of that, especially since returning players might not be guaranteed to have something like Athena, which is still kind of a card. I'm actually not sure what pool or what series Athena is. Did it drop to 4 or is it still 5?
I think she's 5 still, yeah.
Yeah, I should have put her on this list.
Yeah, no, Agent Venom, I think, checks the box of what I was saying. Like, a different way to play. Like, you get him, and it's like, all right, you have a new objective, new way to play. It's kind of like in, Magic Commander, right? It's like, okay, you kind of have this, like, main hub of a card, and then, like, okay, you're guaranteed to, I mean, obviously, Commander, you're guaranteed to have it. That's why it's different. But you're building your deck around it, and I think there's a lot of ways that deck can win in general. Series 4 has a bit less. How much is Series 4? They're
2,000 tokens, okay. Cozy.
All right, 2,000 tokens. And there's still big hitters, bro. I think if you did not get it, I think Loki as a 1 cost would be a sick hit for Series 4.
I've been enjoying Loki. It's not quite what it used to be. I know this is like Alex stop coping, but I still miss transforming your hand. It was such a fun effect. It was so good. I wish they could find a way to bring balance to that original effect, because there was something special about having all these cards in your hand just turn into like this variant of your Loki, because it kind of takes the border effect of your Loki. It was just great. It was great. Maybe it was great because it was way too OP, but existing Loki is at least better and certainly more playable. I would definitely recommend it. And it's actually ironically mostly being played in Thanos right now, which is seeing a significant resurgence, although Strange Supreme will suck all your Loki cards. So that's something worth noting. Even though they've been transformed, the Suck Supreme will have will absolutely demolish those cards as they go down, which could be good or bad based off of what you want to happen. Now, a card I want to call out here, and it might actually be in the seasonal series 4. Like, I'm not actually sure where they're going to break down there, but Gorgon. Gorgon is a series 4 card that's actually seen quite a bit of play right now, and we just talked about how Thanos is making a comeback. Gorgon kind of slaps Thanos in the face a little bit. It doesn't completely derail their game plan, but it certainly slows them down enough to give you an advantage that you could potentially snap into a Gorgon on turn 2 play, and they might just leave after your Gorgon reveals, because it's just not worth it if you're a Thanos player. But I think Gorgon's definitely worth Series 4, whether it's in the Series 4 pack or in the seasonal Series 4. But yeah, I want to give Gorgon a good shout out.
I like the shout out. Is Tribunal, Living Tribunal's in Series 4, yeah? I believe he is, sir. That's a cool pick. That's a cool card to get, and you're just like, dude, for 2k tokens, having a Tribunal deck that relatively you can run just fine with like Iron Man, Onslaught, whatnot, right? Like, that's cool. It's
pretty inexpensive, actually, isn't it?
Like traditional, especially, right? Yeah, I think so. Like, well, yeah, Sarah Magic, you do some of the old builds, it's like, man, that thing can still slap.
Yeah, it does, actually. I like that call. Yeah, Tribunal's relatively inexpensive to build. And if like you're kind of building your collection still and you pull that from the Series 4 bin, you might actually be able to like clap some cheeks with it. And the only risk you run is as you get into higher elos, the Starbrand Sauron Enchantress decks are really popular. And I bet you, though, Tribunal will become more playable after the Agent Carter season, because Captain Carter's being played so much right now that people are like teching very specifically against those like weekend missions and stuff that obviously Enchantress tends to feast on. So yeah, Tribunal's a great call. Darkhawk, a forever Series 4 card. Darkhawk hasn't been seeing as much play, but like it feels like in the history of Marvel Snap, there's no card that has made more comebacks than Darkhawk. Its time's just going to come again. Like, there's going to come a time where Darkhawk's back. I mean, Darkhawk's even good now with all the Thanos players because they have engorged decks. And so as a result, I wish I didn't like. I had to pick engorged.
That's the worst.
Like that's the term I had to use. I'm not going to talk anymore. You go ahead.
No. I you've taken the words out of my mouth. I was gonna use that word, and then I decided, wait, I'm on a podcast. I probably shouldn't. No, yeah, great point there, Series 4. So it's cool, man. You got Season 5, Series 4, potential Seasonal 4. We'll look what that looks like. And then finally you have, for just the cheap cost of 650 tokens, which if you're only played a couple months, come back, man, you just start. If you got 5k tokens, everybody gets a free 5k tokens, dude. Don't use it on the Series 5, man. Just rip them, ship them in Series 30 to see what you get.
Yeah, first of all, I find a way to ruin every podcast, Every single one I find a way. But yeah, Series 3 pack, 650 tokens. There are so many cards to talk about, though. Like, it would take us forever, so we can't go through them all. Just to kind of pick up on a couple of them. And by the way, I will say, they have improved the acquisition rate of Series 3. And so, like, you really shouldn't be spending your tokens here, I don't think. I think you should be doing the collection track, save your tokens for everything else. Smart man once said that. I think Cozy literally just said that. But anyways, I'll repeat again. Find a way to ruin every podcast. But a couple cards I want to stand out here. I think, is it time to admit that Zabu is a standout card or what?
Yeah, man. Getting Zabu gives you a full, fresh. I mean, I think him and Surfer are just like the tail as old as time, right? Getting both those give you new ways to play different costs, which everybody has. Not like sometimes you'll be missing an archetype key pieces. You're always able to make something work and cost lots.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, Silver Surfer's fantastic. Doctor Doom, obviously a great pull, like just kind of a ubiquitous card that can go anywhere. Tech-wise, Shadow King, I think, is a fantastic pull here. Magic. Final one I want to shout out, I think Sarah's great. Like, Sarah, I think pulling Sarah from a Series 3 pack would be great. So there's so many cards. Series 3 is just so massive now. But generally speaking, you're going to want to conserve your tokens and allow that double up that they've provided us in the collection track to kind of do its work. Because your tokens are valuable. Like, don't just waste them willy-nilly. Like, they're a very valuable commodity. Despite the fact, though, you got to give them credit. The 650 tokens is an improvement because it used to be 1,000 tokens to pull a random Series 3. Now it's 650, and they're actually doubled up in the collection track. So that's pretty good. And you know what else is good, Cozy? The Snapchat mailbag, baby. It's Snapchat mailbag time. We're going to be discussing a couple nice, solid questions, and the first one's a two-parter. Multiple comments. Cozy, to say that there were a lot of comments about this topic would be an understatement, sir. Kaizu starts us off with, wasn't expecting such a Super Smash Bros. Argument, haha. But Cozy is right here. There was no Zelda or Sheik on the N64 Smash Bros. Only Link. Followed up by Michael Power, who said, "This was such a ride. As a Smash Bros. Mega fan, going from why the F is Zelda on the thumbnail to then experiencing the roller coaster, Cozy was an absolute gentleman not to dunk on Alex even harder than he did."
You know what? Sometimes you just need to know that you've won the battle already. Again, it's like at this point I'm dating Alex. She's my wife, so it's like I know I'm right, but I just, especially with how beautiful you look today, I know I'm right. I just kind of let it work itself out. Like when you were like, "What are you willing to bet?" We need a definitive statement. I was like, my life. Like like I was ready to throw it all on the line. But yes, I told you I'd listen to that back. I think I listened to it twice just to cackle. Honestly, the hill you were willing to die on.
You know what though? Sometimes we make mistakes, man.
Yeah.
I forgot an entire console that sold millions and millions of copies existed.
Like
you know what I mean? And you know what the worst part is? Obviously, do I have to go pull it out? I have the N64 Smash Bros.
When you go,
of course I do.
When you go, maybe there's a chance we're both right. I think that's my favorite because I'm like, no, there's no shot. There's none. But yeah, that was like one of my more favorite random subjects we've talked about. One of these days, guys, we keep talking about one of these days. We just want to do a podcast where we talk about anything and everything. Even if we get like 500 viewers, we'll find a time. We'll make it.
Yeah, that would be fun, honestly. And Undead Eggmeister comes in with the next question, and it reads, "Alex finally admitted he was wrong about Smash, but still refuses to admit that he is wrong with Zabu."
Oh, he'll die. If you think he'll die in the Zelda hill, he will actually die before he mentions anything nice about Arrow and anything good about Zabu. That's just the two things that make Alex Coccia, AC.
I actually I kind of forgot I had this pulled aside. Didn't I just kind of give Zabu a little bit of a fist bump, like literally
you did,
4
like
minutes ago?
and like 2 episodes ago, you like finally admitted it as well.
That's true, but I will tell you, Arrow, complete garbage.
Yeah,
hate the card. Should we just delete it from Snap?
Take another year.
If they put Arrow in Rivals, I don't even know what you're gonna do. Like I don't even want to know what your channel's gonna look like.
Implode, my man, dude. You want to see something cool? Hold on.
I do want to see something cool. So for the audio viewers, Cozy is somewhat off camera. He's getting something. He's back. Is that an Arrow comic?
It is a graded 9.8. If you guys know comic grades, this is a Jim Arrow edition #1. You're welcome. I don't just preach. I practice what I preach, my man. Okay.
Where'd you get that?
Heaven.
Did you buy it graded or did you buy the comic then graded?
It was a gift, and it was the best gift I've ever received.
That is incredible. I honestly, did I know you? I don't even think I knew you had that.
No,
that's a surprise to me.
It's relatively new. It's really I gotta keep the Arrow game strong, man. I would have posters, but it's a little too waifu, so I had to tame down on those.
Well, you know what you got to do? Just put a poster above your bed so when you and your wife lay down, you just see Arrow. And
watch it over me. Right next to the Alex Coccia poster. Yep. Coming soon.
That's right. Honest Pretense comes in with our next question. And a lot of love, Cozy, for the board game shoutouts that you gave last week. Speaking of physical games, another one that I think you guys would love is Dice Throne. If you haven't heard of it, it's the best way to describe it is Battle Yahtzee. You pick a character to play as, you roll dice to activate different abilities to defeat your opponent. There are even multiple characters released for it, including Marvel characters. Cozy, guess what I get to do? I get to do exactly what you just did.
Loki.
I get to disappear.
Which one do you have, Loki? Which one? He's coming back. Alex is gone. He's running fast. Alex runs a 9.740 yard dash. Pretty fast. By comparison, an elephant runs a 6.7. So Alex does have some speed to him. Also, Alex is wearing pink today. We did not address it. Be sure to put in the comments that he's beautiful like Barbie. Nice. He's showing his Dice King with Psylocke on the cover and Dice Throne, sorry. And he's got the classic X-Men 97 build. Absolute beauty there. Dude, that's sick, man. I like it. Yeah, the game's a lot of fun.
I should have had it prepared.
I feel like you get a lot of stuff that you don't play though. Like, you know what I mean? Because you don't have the time.
You can tell it's still sealed.
Yeah. It's like you got the Magic Commander card sealed, you know, you got that sealed, you just bought Oblivion, but then you also bought you're a man that has a lot of ambition.
I do. I have a lot of ambition, very little time to actually execute on any of it.
Well, buddy, love the comments, love the Smash talk, love you.
Thank you, buddy. And there's one last question that needs to be asked, and I like this one a lot. Cozy, this comes from Coot47, and it reads, if Cozy had to be a teacher, what would he teach? From pre-K all the way to community college or Ivy League. If Alex had to wait, what did Cozy do before this? I feel like he's been an ex-car salesman, or at the very least, one of them mall kiosk finance advisors.
What the hell?
That or bro sold surfboards.
First of all, what the hell on all three of those? That's impeccable. I was not a used car salesman, no. I was also not in a mall kiosk. Nope. I didn't do those two. If I was a teacher, that's a great question. Like, I'm gonna stick to like traditional teacher. Like, I'm not gonna be like, content create. I would teach how to YouTube. I would say I've always been a big fan of history, man. Not gonna lie. I think traveling the States is really cool, but we're not old. I think traveling and seeing historic places and where historic events have happened is so damn underrated. And I was always an athlete first, a student second, but in history, I naturally would get A's and A's pluses because I naturally cared a lot. That, but I would also teach how to do taxes correctly, how to budget, I wish to God this was taught more in school, how to actually give a damn about that. Those would be my two things. Be a grown
person?
Yeah, be a grown person and not like...
skills? You saying life skills should be taught?
Yeah, bro, like I know what a freaking, like, I know how to do algebra, which I guess algebra is kind of important, but like I know how to, I don't know. I know things that I shouldn't know, but here we are. I don't know where I was going with that.
I think that's right, man. Life skills are so important, and it's funny, right? Like our education system focuses so much on so many other things, but often not enough on the intangibles that makes great people great. And so I like what you said there. And actually, to be honest with you, you want to talk about history and making content on history. I'll give you an idea for a video on one of your other 12 channels. You could do, I swam to Easter Island and dug up one of the statues.
It's a banger. That's a good way to go out to, like get the jail time after, but like at least the video's popping.
If you start swimming from California, how far and long do you think it would take for you to hit Easter Island?
I think after about 10 minutes, shape, though. I would die. So we would never know. I would die. I'm in good shape, bro, but I don't know, man. Swimming is hard. Like when I go surfing and it's been a while, bro, there's like 19 muscles that I just forgot to use. In fact, I went surfing the other day and I had to, I don't know if I can show this on camera. I had to, where is it, man? Where is it?
Cozy's pulling off his pants.
Right there, you see that?
Yeah.
I got cupped on my neck. I had to get cupping done on my neck because it was, you know what cupping is?
I don't know what cupping is.
You know what cupping is, bro? I swear you don't go outside.
That's a fact.
It's nothing cool.
Don't go outside.
It's like you haven't seen where they like light the match under the cup and to your skin and it like pulls the blood.
That sounds awful. Why would you do that? That sounds torturous.
It is, but it's good for the body, good for the soul.
That's like the thing that they used to do, like the plague doctors used to do on people with the Black Plague.
It's funny you say that. It was a plague doctor who did it to me. Guys, thank you so much for coming to this episode of the Snapchat where you can learn about beautiful things here like me drowning in the ocean, plague doctors, and a whole lot more. Alex Coccia, beautiful as always. Please comment down below 1 to 10. Would you take them on a date? And we appreciate you. As always, guys, have a good one. Have a great one. To the next one. Happy, what do you say? What do you say? What do you say?
I say happy snapping.
Happy snapping. No, that's my thing.
I don't know what I say.